Okay, here we are. We're back at it again for another edition of Live with Mike and Jim. We're on Facebook Live once again. We're a little bit early this week. How's that camera looking, Aaron?
Looks great.
It looks great?
It looks great.
Well, because it's on you, it looks great. Get that camera on us. I can tell. I knew it wasn't on us. It's Facebook Live. You never know what's going to happen with Facebook Live, but today we're back at it again. We're both going to be out of town. Jim's in Texas. I don't know where he's going to be Thursday, but Jim's going to be in somewhere, but not in this town, so Thursday's out for him. I'm going to be in Nashville this coming weekend, so Thursday's going to be out for both of us. So we're coming a little bit early for you. So for those of you who usually tune in on Thursdays, bringing it to you early this week, sticking with our once-a-week agenda here. So I opened up the gym 2014, 4 years ago, and right when I moved in, the first thing I noticed was I'm neighbors with Doug Wheeler. And I've known Doug for a lot of years. This guy is certainly one of a kind.
Gosh, yeah.
He's a character, and there's just nobody else like him. He does work like none other, and he found his niche in his industry, too. I mean, I typically... I think differently than most fitness center owners myself. I like to take what most people are doing and then do the complete opposite. If it's been working for so long, it's time for something new. It's time for some kind of a kick. Well, Doug here found his niche too, so I thought it would be good to interview him to give some insight as to how he goes about his daily routine to get to where because he's been in business since 1990. Been in business since 1990, so he's doing something right. And this insurance office isn't like most insurance offices that you'll see anywhere else. We're going to give you a tour of this insurance office. When you walk in here, you know this guy is good at what he does just because of the way it looks in here and how organized he keeps this place. So, Doug, let's get going here. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me. You know what? I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting way low. I'm going to reach down here.
Reach down there.
I'm going to grab this handle.
Grab the handle and
pull
get
the
up
chair.
There.
Is that better?
I
feel good. I feel more
face to face, like it's an interview now.
Instead of looking up.
I'm trying to get better, but this is Facebook Live though, so you never know what's going to happen.
It's live entertainment,
next.
but thanks,
yes.
Hey, thanks for coming to our shop, and I've been trying to get on your show for a long time, man.
Right,
and I don't know. I thought maybe you were like dissing me
or
something, or you were just waiting for a special time.
The special time, but this week we had to go. We put you on the schedule a few weeks ago, so we had him in there. But now we're starting to get more people. But if you guys know of anybody who you think we should interview for the show, let us know. We got the next few weeks lined up. As long as nobody cancels, we'll keep the shows coming your way, typically on Thursdays. But let's go back to when you started this. How did you even get into the insurance business?
Well, I was working at Raymond's Skelly Truck Plaza.
Okay.
Way out, there's a Love Truck stop there now, across from what used to be a restaurant called Redwood Inn. Probably used.
We remember that. We
love
the Redwood Inn.
Yeah.
Best buffet in the area.
Right.
At the time. Now
Best chicken until JR's.
Yeah.
JR's was last week, wasn't it?
JR's was last week. They had a good dessert bar. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about Redwood Inn. That was some good eating.
So that's where I was at, and a guy came in the restaurant and said that he wanted to show me how to be in the insurance business. So I started selling Medicare supplement insurance. Okay. Door to door.
So just out of the blue, this guy came out of nowhere and just
he came in a lot of
in your lap.
Yeah. He would come in and have supper every night.
Wow. So if you would have run into him, you might not have gotten into it altogether.
Yeah.
Wow. Isn't that something how life happens? Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. An opportunity just presents itself. But a lot of people get provided the opportunity, but you took it and it was like a natural fit for you. It worked for everybody.
I needed money.
Yeah.
It was pure and simple.
Okay.
I needed money. I thought I was a good sales guy, and I needed money. Well, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because I was 19 years old. The average client was about 67.
And they don't think you know what
And I'm knocking on doors, bothering people in the middle of the day. And but fortunately, once I got an insurance license, I was recruited by a little company called Metropolitan Life. You probably heard of them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
of course.
So I was with them for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Finished my education in retirement planning. Didn't finish it, but got some letters after my name or something crazy.
So they reached out to you and they recruited you. They heard about you,
and they helped pay for my schooling and that kind of stuff. So I got a LUTCF designation after my name.
Yeah.
Then I was recruited to Mutual of Omaha.
Okay.
And was a district sales manager for Mutual of Omaha for several years. They had 18 people on my staff, and traveled all over Illinois and Indiana. And got some more letters after my name. I got this LUTC, and then I got the CAC, which is a certified annuity counselor. Yeah. And at that point in the game, July of 1990, I was the #1 district sales manager in the country with Mutual of Omaha in what they called their baseball contest. and got a nice bonus and decided to go buy a desk
Okay.
and a phone system.
And a phone system.
In October of 1990, we became a version of what you see today as First Indian Insurance.
The vision's more complete these days, but back then it was just a little smaller office
It was
or
a
something.
little tiny place. I had a folding table and a folding chair. The money ran out real fast, and back to knocking on doors and putting flyers on cars and stuffing mailboxes and making dials on the telephone till all hours of the day and night. And we just worked really, really hard in those days.
Yeah, that's just the kind of work that it takes. A lot of people aren't willing to go door to door because they're afraid of getting doors shut in their faces. But I'm sure you had many doors shut in your faces, but every time you get a no, you're closer to a yes. And, if you go to 100 doors, 85 of those doors are going to get slammed in your face or not even answered. And the 15 that do answer, 2 or 3 of those are going to respond and become customers maybe. But what was your learning experience from going door to door?
Well, it was just a exercise in perseverance.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best word.
An exercise in perseverance. If you want it bad enough, just do what it takes.
You have to do it. I wanted something different for my wife and for my family. We didn't have family at that time yet, and we lived in a little tiny apartment, ate a lot of beanie weenies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever ate beanie weenies.
I can get the concept.
Beanie weenies,
yes.
yeah. And sometimes we had, like on a Friday night, we had a real romantic dinner. We had mac and cheese or hot dogs. If she really made something special, she chopped up the hot dogs and put them in the mac and cheese.
That sounds romantic to me. I should try it sometime.
Yeah. Strawberry Jello, that's what we ate.
Oh, wow, that is romantic. Now we're getting a little creative here.
Right, okay. So that's what we did, but we wanted something different for our lives, and we decided that we would work really, really hard. But in the meantime of that, we also saw a shift in this crazy industry.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Where customer service wasn't what it used to be.
No, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I grew up in a little small town. I grew up in Momence, Illinois.
Yeah.
And I always say I went to Washington Avenue University. Well, during the summertime, we worked for all the businessmen downtown. One summer, I washed dishes for a guy. I delivered papers. My dad owned a Western Auto store, a retail auto parts store. I worked for the Ben Franklin guy, knocking down boxes. But one thing prevailed in everything is we took care of our neighbors.
Yeah.
And as I watched the insurance business back in the 90s, it was making a shift from being some sort of commodity. And to me, one of the most sensitive parts of a person's financial planning is their insurance. And Mike, because when do you need insurance? You don't need insurance when everything's going happy and rosy.
Oh, no.
The sun's shining, you're at the beach, right?
Yeah, you need it in times of adversity when you don't expect it.
When the tornado rips the building off, it's only been a couple.
Yeah, I remember that
from
side.
We ripped the building off.
It's only been a year,
ripped the roof off the building.
Yeah,
here,
storm
July
got so
25th.
bad, the roof came off his side of the building. My side was okay, didn't get too bad, but Doug's side of the building got hit pretty bad.
Off.
That's when insurance came into play.
So I don't know if an 800 number can help you.
Yeah.
When in those moments of adversity.
No. Doug Wheeler can help you.
When your dad dies, when your mom dies, when your wife dies, when your child dies.
Can happen.
Those things happen. When it's
happen.
time to retire.
Yeah.
When you have to make that decision, can an 800 number help you? When you have to make that decision to go tell your dad, you have to take his car keys. That he can't drive, that he's 90 years old and he can't drive anymore.
It's time. Well, my grandma was 82 when she stopped driving, so if you get to 90, you're doing pretty good.
So I believe you need to have someone in between, that advocate for you, between the insurance company, and we strive to be that advocate.
Okay.
In a family, caring, concerned, compassionate way.
Yes.
Because these are hard decisions. Nobody wants to go talk about life insurance. Most people would rather have a root canal.
They'd rather avoid it.
Right. Have a root canal or something, before you have to talk about life insurance. But we take our time and we do what's right. We're not everybody should have term insurance agency. We're not everybody should have cash value agency.
Yeah.
We're not everybody should have an annuity agency. We're not everybody should have a one size fits all.
Yeah, not everybody.
What we like to do is come into this room, actually.
Right here.
And we sit down.
I like your style.
And we ask a lot of questions. And we take time to find out who you are.
Okay.
And what you want to do. And what you need to accomplish. What your goals and dreams are.
Yeah.
And then we go back into the drawing room and we begin to put together a plan of attack that fits your budget and works within your family goals and your family desires, so that it fits. Not just sell you some policy because this is the policy of the week, this is the sale of the week, this is what we're getting a bonus on.
Yeah.
Now, don't misunderstand me.
Oh no,
I make a heck of a living doing this.
Yeah, you do.
But I believe it's because I do the right thing by our clients.
Yeah.
As opposed to just knocking on doors and pitching the same product over and over.
Yeah, you're doing something right since 1990, which is why we're here right now.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a natural knack for talking to people and customer service? I mean, because insurance sales isn't for everybody. You got to have a certain personality for it, I would think. You got to know how to talk to people and how to, listen to people. Was that something you've always been good at?
I don't know as I was really good at listening to people, but a lot of my high school teachers thought I had a really good knack for talking a lot,
me too.
making a lot of noise. So it seemed to be kind of a good fit.
So back in the day, you could talk the talk. Okay.
I could talk.
Could always talk.
I could just talk.
With the best of them.
But what I had to do was learn to listen.
Yeah.
That's the hardest piece. Learn to listen, and so it took me several years,
Right.
And I'm telling you, you can go all over Kankakee County, and you're going to find about 4 people that don't like me.
Yeah.
Because that was in my time where I didn't listen.
I got 2 or 3 myself.
And they move around and they don't like me, and that's okay. I still love you. Jesus loves you. It's all good. But for the most part, we take our time to listen and find out what the client wants, what our friends want, and walk them through that process. Because sometimes rearranging the finances after Dad died for Mom, that's not fun.
Right. No,
it's not fun. There's a lot of emotion involved.
Yeah.
And so I really had to work on that skill.
Listening.
That didn't come naturally for me.
Listening is a skill. I try. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you'll know I talk a little bit less now and listen a little bit more. I got a sign in my office. It says 75-25. Listen 75% of the time, talk 25% of the time. So I try to do that. I'm a natural. I like to talk myself, but I'm trying to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Aaron, the intern's behind the camera today. If you didn't get a glimpse of him in the first few seconds of this video, maybe that's why he had the camera turned around on himself. He thought it looked good with the camera on him.
Right.
But he's just the intern today. But he's Aaron, the intern. So you'll be seeing him more. Aaron says there's a question up there. What do we got, Aaron? It's gone now?
Yeah,
okay, well, he's just the intern. He's not getting paid for anything, so you don't have to keep track of the questions, I guess. Well, let's talk about customer service. I think, like you were saying before, customer service, it can be kind of hard to find. It's okay that you can find friendly customer service, but it's hard to find speedy customer service.
It's hard to
Get
find
both, that's great.
any customer service today.
Tell me,
And everything is big corporations, and mutual funds own these big corporations, and, we've kind of lost that human touch.
Right.
So we have a philosophy here that sales, this is going to sound crazy for a minute, but bear with me.
I'm bearing.
Sales and service have to go together.
Okay, yeah.
But sales and service don't go together. By that I mean, I have a fantastic sales guy, Daniel, okay? Well, Daniel is all about sales. He gets paid based on sales. Sales. So when you need your beneficiary changed, he was focused on sales. Well, it lays on the desk. Not at First Community, it won't, because we have a whole other team that only do service, that support our sales.
Yeah.
So you may have Daniel, who will take care of your life insurance policy on the front end.
Okay.
But then we have Chris and Kaylee on the back end, so that you get instant like that.
Oh yeah, they got a whole team.
You call in and you need to change cars, it's done. You don't have to worry about whether I'm out with a client or out in the field, or up at the Mantino Sportsman's Club hanging out at the beach or something.
Yeah, and I didn't realize you had so many employees here. I walked in expecting to see 1 or 2 people, but there's a bunch. You got a whole team of people working here. They all have their own office too.
Exactly.
So we're going to go through and give you guys a tour how nice this place is. One of the nicer insurance offices you'll see in the Kankakee County area. Let's talk about back in 1990 when you first got going, though. You were first getting started. You had family to feed. How did you go? Did you go door to door to get your first clients, or how did you get off the?
Well, I thought that's a great question too. I thought that my clients were going to follow me from each of Omaha.
Really?
And even my mom did not.
Your mom didn't even follow you?
No, my mom.
Wow.
I love my mom.
Okay, but she didn't follow you.
But she didn't follow me.
Okay.
She didn't come with me.
Well, where you go? Why you different part of town, or why was that? Just didn't want to change companies?
I don't know. they were just wondering if I was going to go back to Mutual Omaha and fail.
Oh, they wanted to make sure you wanted to make it first.
Right.
I had some of that too.
So they got to see if he's going to be around next year.
I had the same thing. I had members not follow me. Let's see if he's open in 6 months first.
Exactly.
Then we'll go join Fit Body U.
So some people may remember these days where I would run out to the Eagle Shopping Center and put flyers on the cars at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Because there was no social media back then.
No. Go put flyers on cars at Meadowview Shopping Center, at Kmart.
Flyers on cars.
And then would run back to the office.
Yeah.
Field the calls. People would call in for quotes on their auto insurance.
Yeah.
And then I would go to their home then in the evening to write the insurance. Man. So that's kind of how we got started.
So you just hustled all
Today,
day,
though, we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
We were honored last year to be asked to be the corporate sponsors for the Bourbonnais Friendship Festival main stage.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. This guy is quite busy with the Friendship Festival. He brings some good entertainment to the area. You can talk about that.
We had our Tina Turner impersonator this year again. We had a great Creedence Clearwater Revival tribute band, Creedence Revive. And so we're the main, today we're part of our advertising includes being the main stage sponsor at the Bourbonnais Friendship Festival.
Okay.
We already have almost all of the entertainment booked for next year.
Wow.
And I'm telling you guys, we're not going to announce it yet, but if you were at the 70s Super Party on Friday night,
it's going to be something.
This is going to be incredible.
Do you take any part in the booking of the bands?
I get a kind of a say. Yeah. Jerry Downs from the Silhouettes is pretty much the genius behind this whole thing, and he asks questions. What do I think? Or but just because I pay the bill doesn't mean I pick them. So he is the genius behind putting this together. He's the quiet guy behind the scenes. If you can imagine Jerry Downs being quiet behind the scenes, but he does amazing work. He's just about got it all put together already for next year. So
you brought up a point earlier. When you open up a business, sometimes you might think that your friends and family are just going to follow you over to your business, but that's not necessarily the case. And you can't take it personal. It's usually not personal. They got their own reasons for it, so don't be too sensitive about it. Not a big deal. But don't expect your friends and family just to follow you either. But there are also people out there that you're opening a business and maybe they're not too happy for you. You ever experience things like that? What do you do with people?
I worked with a guy. You probably heard this guy's name before. His name is Ziegler.
Oh, okay, Zig. We know Zig.
I worked with a Zig Ziglar guy, and
Double Z.
And Zig would say, strangers will help you sometimes faster than friends and family. So I learned that real early on. Not that my friends and family didn't help me. Don't hurry up and call me this afternoon and say, "Oh, I helped you." I love all my friends and family, and they are a help, and they are really the support team behind things. But in the early days, it took my going out and meeting new people, and having the intestinal fortitude.
Wow, man! To
pound it to meet new people that didn't know that I just left Mutual Omaha 10 minutes ago. You know? Now it's been, how long has it been? 28 years. 28 years, and I'm still, even to my mom, I'm the overnight success. It only took me 28 years to be an overnight success.
Just only 28 years. Well, let's talk about your daily routine, because it's all a matter of your daily habits that I think get you to where you are. And your office is always nice and organized. You're always dressed to impress, So what's your daily routine consist of? What kind of habits do you have that help you keep conducting business on a regular basis to keep growing?
Well, again, my wife gets after me because I work late, but I sleep late.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
So I kind of don't get moving until about 8:15 or so in the morning. But you can call my phone at 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
And he'll answer.
And I'm answering, and I'm still working.
Always working.
And a lot of that is because the friends that we meet are working from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon.
Right.
So a lot of my conference day doesn't start till after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. From 4 till 9 o'clock I'm meeting with people. So
I like that schedule
so that's kind of that. But again, it is about a routine. You have to set goals. You have to discipline yourself. I think the biggest thing, Mike, that helped me was reading.
Yeah.
And I know that's an unpopular concept today.
It's a popular concept. Well, for me, it's popular.
My old second grade teacher, Mrs. Ruge, said readers are leaders.
Yeah.
And I've friends in the motivational and sales development business: Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, these guys all talk about reading, reading, reading. Les Brown was the guy that told me that your library should be at least as valuable as your wardrobe.
Wow.
He said, I see all these salespeople running around with $500 suits, but haven't read a book since they graduated out of high school.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of the last 20 years in my free time reading books about people, how to work with people. Books about finance, how to develop, how the tax laws affect the consumer, how life insurance plays into families' generational legacies, how just biographies of tons of people that made it. One of my favorite biographies is a guy named Ron Popeil. You kind of remind me of Ron Popeil.
Oh, do I? How so?
Well, because you got that spectacular go-get-em voice on TV. And Ron Popeil wrote a book called The Greatest Salesman. And he's the guy that developed the Pocket Fisherman and Ronco Records when you probably before you.
I'm looking to invent something myself.
And the Whopper Chopper and the food dehydrator. Anyway,
made him some money.
So I like to read those kind of biographies, how a guy started with nothing and made it, and that encourages me. So when life gets a little cruddy, and it does. You probably never experienced that in business.
It's always it's always up and down.
The rain or the electric doesn't go on or whatever.
Little
and
things.
The cameras this morning weren't working. So
so
all that
like
stuff.
That
so if you know that somebody else made it before you and experienced maybe the same challenges, or worse challenges,
it's possible.
It's exactly. And it's my theme today has to be perseverance. You have to persevere. I look at businesses all over Kankakee County and see these really neat, wonderful people. They get a little inheritance, they get a little bonus from their job, and they're going to go self-employed. And they give it, they really go a long ways. They give it about 4 months.
Right.
And they run crying home to mama. Now, that doesn't mean they're bad people.
Right.
It's just they didn't consider the cost of starting something. And quite honestly, Mike, I don't know if I considered the cost when I walked out of corporate life. However, there is no MetLife office in Kankakee County anymore. There is no Mutual of Omaha.
Oh boy, wow.
And there is a First Community Insurance and Annuity.
There sure is. And even if you know how much it costs or whether you have an idea or not, it's a matter of how much work is going to have to be put into place. There's a lot of people that would go into business for themselves, but then they wouldn't be willing to go door to door like Doug is. I get a lot of personal trainers that come through Fit Body U, and they could make a career for themselves, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to build up a clientele. They don't want to come in at 4 o'clock in the morning to meet the client, right? They don't want to come in at 9 o'clock at night. A lot of times they don't, or they don't want to do what they got to do or say what they got to say to get the client, or they just don't want to. If you could just work hard for about a month, you can get over that hump, at least in my industry.
Exactly.
But you got to be willing to put forth the work, and then you got to keep on top of it too. You got to service people.
Personal trainer.
You could, if you want to retire from here, we can make it like your second career.
Yeah,
what about I like to read too, but I don't make enough time for reading. I know it's important, and I got a book I'm on. Now, I almost bought another book, but I want to finish the book that I'm on first. When do you make time for reading? Because I tend to put it off a lot, but you got to be disciplined with it.
Okay, so you're taking me into rough territory here.
Rough territory.
Okay. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody has this particular room.
All of us do. All of you watching.
Everybody has this particular room.
Every single body.
Once a day, twice a day, I don't care. Every one of these rooms that I own that has this special porcelain chair has a book by it.
Yeah.
Now, I know somebody's going to be offended, and that's going to be vulgar and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not trying to be vulgar in any way. You have to find that time. And if that means that you can only read that 10 minutes that you're in the restroom, read it.
Oh, so you don't finish one book at a time.
I might be reading 2 or 3
different books.
2 or 3 different books.
Maybe that's what I should do then, just set books different
The other thing is it's like an appointment.
Yeah.
And if I was going to come see you, you'd write me in your appointment book or on you're a young guy, you got your smartphone thing. You're going to put your in your Google calendar.
I try to stay on top of it.
Your Google calendar, right?
Yeah,
and if I'm going to come see you at 9 o'clock, you're going to have the coffee out and you're going to have it all set up.
I will.
But you have to go into your time management and say, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, just like you plan your health. Okay? On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm going to get up at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm going to read from 6:35 or 6:30 till 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Because I'm a big believer in that. What you fill your mind with, that's what kind of events will transpire in your life. So
they
you
say,
fill your mind with positive thoughts.
another friend of mine, Jim Rohn's told me about 15 years ago that if you would read one book a month in your chosen field, you will have received the same education as a master's in your field if you read one book a day for 3 years.
Yeah, and I've heard something like that too.
You'll have the education
it goes
of
something.
a master's degree.
Well, if you study whatever your chosen field is, no matter what industry you're in, if you can study every single day, they say for 5 years straight, every single day for 5 years straight, within 5 years, you'll become one of the best in your chosen field.
You'll be a genius in your field.
Or I suppose if you don't keep retraining yourself, you'll just be even keel, you'll stay about the same. But if you can do something every day to read 15 minutes for 5 years, within 5 years, you'll be an expert in your field.
Exactly.
Well, what kind of customer are we attracting here? What do you focus most on? I know you got a variety of things you can offer here, but what kind of customers are more appealing to you?
We like, particularly like middle-income America. I call them Joe and Judy lunch bucket. Okay. People that get up every day, work hard, got a couple kids at home, buying a pretty decent home. Trying to do everything that all of us as Americans are trying to accomplish. Trying to send their kids to good schools and help them with their jobs and help them achieve in their fields. And wants their kids to do better. We do a lot of work with retirees or soon-to-be retirees, people that are getting ready to retire. Because again, you're getting this big lump sum, and you really want income. You don't want a big lump sum. You need an income. You need to be able to make money over here.
On this side.
While you're taking income out, and so we work with those people. We go as far as on our property and casualty side, our auto and home insurance side, to that young person that maybe needs an SR22, or just getting started with a car. We can take care of that as well. Our sweet spot is that middle income, upper income family here in Bourbonnais, Kankakee, Bradley. We are licensed, though. You probably don't even know this. It's a really super big secret in town, I guess.
Big secret.
We're licensed in 11 states.
Oh, wow.
So to do the retirement planning and the estate planning that we do, we take referrals from these other states. And so I'll be in Ohio or Tennessee or someplace, out seeing people.
Always staying busy.
So we're always moving.
So customers generally call you first to make an appointment, or how do you?
What we do is we have a little visit on the phone, and then we set what I call our first date.
First date. Okay.
And on a first date, we're not expecting that person to spend any money or make any commitments.
They're always nice on the first date.
We're nice on the first date. And sometimes we might have to have a second date or a third date to try to figure out before we ask anybody to do business with us.
Okay.
And
so you're recruiting yourself. You're going to ask them to do business.
It's kind of exactly.
And there's sometimes where you don't take the business.
It's kind of not very often do I tell somebody that they don't fit, but sometimes it might not. You know. I mean, if you're 70 years old and have 3 cents in the bank in your 401k, I can't fix that. Okay?
No, can't fix that.
Not trying to be a smarty pants,
but there are times.
There's times when that doesn't work out. I can't do.
But you're getting a feel for what they have going on.
I'm not. I can't do miracles.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to introduce ourselves to them. Because we want you to be comfortable. I can't ask you to come in and roll your $250,000 401k to me. If you don't know what I'm about and you haven't seen the office and you don't, you got to like Michelle because you're going to talk to Michelle on the phone a lot.
We'll go give Michelle a cameo appearance in a couple minutes.
So you want to see our operation. You want to know that we're going to be in business. You want to know that we've got the education and I want that person, that family, couple, however we're looking at it, to ask a lot of questions. And it's important that we answer those questions before we begin to put ink on a piece of paper.
Wow, and they do have one good operation. I'll give you a quick tour after this video is over here in a couple of seconds. But let's talk about investing into yourself, because you've been you've gone to seminars, you read a lot of books, and you're more into investing into yourself. So let's talk about the importance of investing, because some people might look at a $300 seminar as all costs too much money, but if you're investing in yourself, the information you gain from it could propel you into the next level of your industry.
One idea could take you to another level. level in your business.
If you act upon that idea.
And so early on, I had some good mentors that encouraged me to not end my education.
Who are some of those mentors?
At college. I had a guy who was an auctioneer here in town. His name was Richard Ressler. Okay. Ressler Real Estate and Auction Company.
Sure.
And probably was one of the most influential men in my entire life, because I'd never seen a man make that kind of money in a day.
Wow.
Until I met Dick Ressler. Totally changed my life.
And that just motivated you.
Oh man, right? When your buddies all were riding bikes, you wanted to ride a bike.
Yeah.
When I saw him do that, I wanted to do that. And he stayed with me for many, many years, and he's in Florida now and has some age problems, and just, I love the guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Another guy was a guy named Harold Riley. We called him the dog.
The dog.
And the dog. And the dog used to tell us, anything will work if you do.
Yeah, you got to work first.
So so he was a great guy.
You can't just think it; you got to do it.
You have to get after it.
You have to take action.
You have to go make it go down. And just people like that were around me that have helped made a difference in my life.
Okay.
I had a speech coach. Her name was Diane Seacrest.
Yeah.
I was a goofball in high school, but Miss Seacrest had me step up on a little platform about 6 inches.
Yeah.
And give talks.
Really?
You had to do your book report. You had to do, and she coached me to a national championship in public speaking.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
And it started off because you got in a little bit of trouble, so she was kind of like.
But she believed in me.
Pedestal.
She believed in me. Another guy, back to high school days, another guy was I call him Coach S.
Yeah.
And his name was Coach Summerfield, and he coaches soccer up in Michigan now.
Yeah.
And here's a guy who came and got me during study hall. Great opportunity to get in trouble. I don't know if you ever got in trouble in study hall. But
I mostly did.
Mostly did.
Yeah.
So Coach S, Mr. Summerfield, would come and get me every day at my 4th period study hall, and I put my gym clothes on, and we would run.
Wow.
And we would go run around the soccer field, or run into Kankakee from Grace Baptist, or back to Aroma Park. We ran every day.
Dang, man. So
every
you were
day.
A runner back in the day.
And we talk. You know, when you're running, you talk about different things, and about girls and life and success.
And all the above.
And you know, and I haven't seen him for a long time. I talk to him once in a while on the Facebook, but those 4 people really made a dramatic difference for me as I stepped into that. So then I had to find places to read and to study and continue that education. Yeah. Most people think their education stops when they get a high school diploma or when they get their college diploma, or some people when they get their MBA or their master's degree or their whatever, you know, and it doesn't. You have to be studying and working on yourself.
Always be reading.
Always be at it.
ABR.
Always be at it and help yourself improve, because if you in this life, in this economy, it's like a treadmill. You got a lot of treadmills at your place.
Yeah, I got a few.
So you turn the treadmill on as fast as it would go.
Yeah.
And if you just stop and stand there, it's going to throw you off the back.
Yeah, you're going to be thrown off.
It's not like you can stop. So you have to continue to keep that speed. You have to continue.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about adapting with the times and adapting to your industry. We see a lot of businesses closing down, going out of business, perhaps because they didn't keep up with the times and they didn't keep up with their industry, and they fell behind. Now some places are out of business. You know, you look at Toys R Us, and you know Carson's going out of business. Sears. You know, how have you adapted with the times with the insurance business? Have things changed today compared to what they were back in the '90s, and how have you adapted to those changes?
Well, there used to be Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
You guys probably heard of this guy. Probably never heard of Yellow Pages.
Do you know what Yellow Pages are, Aaron? Yeah. You know what a phone book is?
Phone book, yeah.
Okay, well, a phone book came in the mail the other day. But back in the day, that's what we had. Yellow.
Where
you
did
wanted to order
go?
a pizza?
Where did yours
Yellow
go?
Pages.
Where did yours go?
Mine went in the garbage.
Right, that's where mine.
That's where they go.
But back in the day, we spent a lot of money on Yellow Pages. Now, it's social media like this.
Yeah.
It's Facebook. It's Twitter. It's what's that other one? LinkedIn.
There's Instagram.
All of this stuff. You have to be out there constantly. You have to figure out the Google algorithms. what in the world is a Google algorithm?
Yeah.
I can't even say it very well.
Yeah.
So you have to figure all that stuff out. So we have one person in our office that works on that for our marketing.
Yeah. Oh.
The other thing is
nice.
the consumer wants the technology.
Yeah.
So a guy comes in here and he gives me his 401k. Well, he might want to look at it every day.
Yeah.
So we've got to be able to have companies that have online access to look at your accounts and keep up with the banking industry and other places. Because I don't want to become a Blockbuster.
No.
If Blockbuster would have followed the technology lines and changed their marketing model along the way, they would have been the next Redbox. They would have been Netflix.
Yeah, they could have been Red, but they could have been leader of the pack.
They could have done all that. So we're trying to stay up with that.
Yeah.
However, it's a funny balance because we still have a lot of baby boomers that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s years old that aren't accustomed to the technology and may never change. They're trying. My dad texts.
Some can do the minimum.
But
my mom's pretty good at it.
So there's a funny balancing act.
Yeah.
We have to stay relevant for the times.
Yeah.
But we also have to continue to serve our long-term clients.
Definitely.
In maybe some of the what I call quote-unquote old-fashioned ways. Not that they're old-fashioned, it's just the way we did business then.
Yeah.
You can't knock on doors anymore because it's against the law.
Yeah, it might creep some people out.
You can't use the telephone in the same way.
No, not in the same way. People know when it's a salesperson calling too. If they don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I mean we use all the technology. If somebody's going to comment probably on this interview about me using a robocaller, I do.
Oh,
you probably got one of my.
What are the ups and downs because of that?
The ups and downs is
talking.
There's 3 people that hate me.
Yeah.
Because they don't like them.
Yeah.
And the other people say, I love it when you call and sing to me and remind me to change my clock forward or backwards or Happy 4th of July or whatever we're doing with some of that silly stuff.
Yeah, no, I like reaching out to customers and members too, just let them know that.
But some people don't like it and they get mad at you.
Some do, some don't.
And here's the thing, if I had thin skin, then but they still like to come to the Friendship Festival and hear the free rock and roll.
The entertainment that you help provide.
Well,
gotcha.
Yeah, and if we didn't do those things, we couldn't do the things also quietly that we do in the community. And we're not going to even talk about those. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
There's quite a few things. And Doug's very active in the community, but he doesn't need to talk about it.
We just leave it go, and so you have to. It's like business is kind of like war. You have to. There's some things that you have to do in war that are not what I don't really want to make 3,000 phone calls a week.
No, nobody wants to do that.
But you have to persevere. There goes that theme again. You have to persevere.
Well, let's talk about the name of the business and how you came up with that. I know you're all about community and all, but did you settle on that name right away? Because I think when you see the name of a business, that should be an attention getter. It can't be something going. It's got to be something that nobody else has. Something original, something that's kind of catchy that talks about what you are and who you are.
Sure.
How'd you come up with the name? Was that a right away you thought about that?
We originally were D.A. Wheeler and Associates.
Okay.
Well, now does that make me the lawyer office? Was I the collection company?
Yeah.
Was I the
because you can play a lot of different roles.
Modeling agency?
Looking at you, nobody knows if you're a model, if you're a lawyer, what you are.
Whatever. So when we left one location in Briarcliff Professional Center. We decided at that time we had to change all the signs that we were going to change the name. And take my name off of it. And when we moved here, we became First Community Insurance and Annuity Center because we had so much emphasis going with retirement planning that we thought it was important to identify ourselves in our marketing as to what it is that we do, not just insurance, but a lot of people thought we were just the neighborhood car insurance agency. And so we put annuity into the name. So it kind of evolved over time. The logo, we drew a lot of different things on a napkin at Chicago Dough Company. Real scientific
that
stuff.
Was mine too. Right. Sometimes the best.
You draw your layout on the napkin or the placemat at some restaurant.
Sounds about right. Let's talk about words of wisdom then. And for those of you faithful Live with Mike and Jim followers and viewers and fans, we always do the words of wisdom segment. We've already gotten a lot of words of wisdom today. A lot of good of keeping a good attitude and thinking positively and all that good stuff. And perseverance was a big message for today. But what kind of words of wisdom do you have for maybe other business owners who are looking to get into business for themselves and getting started? Not looking forward to the work it's going to take, but getting started and making it in their chosen field. What kind of advice do you have for them?
The biggest thing, as we've talked about it all day, is perseverance. You have to persevere.
You have to. You got to be disciplined and you got to persevere.
Persevere. The next thing is you have to have a faith-based. Now, you have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in the people around you. You have to have faith in the economy. You have to have faith in the products that you're selling. But sometimes I'm politically incorrect.
Sure, me too.
But you have to have faith in a Father above.
Yeah.
Whatever you call that, you might call it God, the universe. I particularly choose to call him God.
Yes.
And faith is an important part of my life, part of where I go. My granddad used to have a thing he was at a candy company, and all of his marketing said, go to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's, go find a place. That's my
Go find a place.
Go find a place. And don't tell me you don't have time. Tell me you got to go to the beach. Don't tell me, I'm telling you, 90 minutes a week in a house of worship with your friends and family that believe the same way, working on that connection, a relationship, not religion. All right, listen to me,
Not so
everybody
much
out there in
religion.
Facebook land. Not
land.
religion,
Right.
okay? I mean a relationship with a higher power. Again, I call him God. I'm a Christian, but I don't wear it out on my. You know me.
Sure. Yeah.
Drink
let it
and,
all out there.
I drink and cuss and smoke cigarettes.
What you get.
But my faith is a very, very important part of
good
who
stuff.
I am. And so anyway, that's my words of wisdom.
Yeah, life is your gift from God. What you do with your life is your gift back.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's talk about what if you don't. I like you just get it out there. You just say it.
I just blow it.
No, we don't need no
They're gonna hate
script
you
or
for that,
nothing.
too.
I like that. What about days where you just don't? Because you're always hustling. You're always here all day long. You're in your office. You're always doing something, and you get here 8 o'clock or whatever time it is. You're working late at night. Always taking phone calls. What about days where you just don't feel like doing anything? You don't feel like doing the work. If you're not, maybe your attitude's not where it needs to be. Do you sometimes do the work even though you don't feel like it? Do you take time off here and there? You take a vacation once a year? What do you do to?
You have to give
combat
yourself
that?
time. You have to give yourself vacations. But again, perseverance and discipline.
Yeah.
So to have perseverance and discipline, you have to create systems. So early on, I had good mentors, good studying habits, and created systems that in the day when you don't want to do it, you come in and you work the systems. You have to pull this lever and you have to push that button. That's metaphorically. We don't push a lot of levers and pull buttons.
There's not
and
really
that kind of
levers
stuff.
around it.
But I mean pushing the buttons on the phone. You have to make so many phone calls a day. You have to talk to so many people a day. You have to get the mail out. You have to have so you have to have those goal lists and systems so that when you don't feel well, and I've always found it's harder to feel better at home watching Oprah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
It's like you got work to do when you're at
come
home
to
watching
work,
TV.
After a couple hours, you
Yeah.
kind of start to feel better. Unless you're really sick.
Right.
If you're sick, you got to go take care of yourself. Go see a doctor. Find a good chiropractor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make somebody mad with that. Oh, no, you go to chiropractor the rest of your life. Okay. I had headaches. I go see Dr. Sean over at the place. And
Sean Schroeder.
yeah,
right? Yeah.
he pops me around, boom, boom, bing, 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 and I feel better.
He's a good one. Scott Nims is good. I've been to Van de Hay myself.
So the systems, perseverance, and systems,
and the systems,
and you get through the. But there's days when you just go, that's enough. It's enough.
Yeah, because, think about back in the day. What if you didn't feel like going door to door? Because a lot of people wouldn't feel like going door to door because they don't want to face the rejection of getting a door slammed in their face. If they didn't feel like it and didn't have the discipline to overcome it and do it anyway, well, then Doug wouldn't be where he's at right now. So even if you don't feel like it, sometimes you just got to do it. And if you can get started for like 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, you're in the zone. Momentum will take over from there.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a tour of the place real quick?
All right,
let's start by
do
the
that.
front entrance out here.
Right.
This is this is where all the action takes place. This room we're in right now.
We call this our boardroom.
The boardroom. Here, I'll take
Sometimes
this
it's
out
boring.
here in the intern. Thanks, Aaron. I'll take over from here. You did a fine job. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, so give us the tour right from the beginning.
So we come right in the front door, and you see our logo.
Let me get people an outside view real quick. So actually, we're right across from Newport here on Larry Power Road, right next door to Fit Body U. Okay, so you Fit Body U members, we're right next door. First Community Insurance and Annuity Center. Boom, 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 boom. Here's Doug. You come walking inside. And then you're greeted at the front desk.
This is Michelle. Say hi, Michelle.
Hey,
Hello.
Michelle.
Live on Facebook.
Hello.
And Michelle takes care. We call her our room mom. She takes care of all of our coffee and drinks. She remembers everybody's names.
Nice.
She can take your payments. She sets appointments. She gives great hugs.
She does.
She does.
Nice.
And sometimes, you come in here, if you got a claim or something, sometimes you just need a hug, right?
Absolutely.
So what exciting things would you want to tell the world out there today? Anything?
What about remembering names? You're good at remembering people's names? 'Cause that's a big trait to have. People like hearing their names, and if you remember their name, it makes them feel like they belong and they feel like they're more supported at a place they know the name. So is that a big deal for you, or what's another important trait you try to have in your position here?
Another trait.
I mean, you're nice and organized, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have this job.
You have to be very organized.
So give us one organizational tip for us that aren't so organized. What can we do to become more organized today? What's one thing you can do to become more organized right away?
Just keep your stuff together and be organized
And do it on a daily basis. Don't get too organized.
right.
Don't get too
You gotta
sloppy.
keep your stuff together every day.
Good. Whether you have it. And that's why she's here at the front desk. We got another office in here.
We call them 3 private client rooms.
Private client rooms.
And each one's a little bit different, so you're not talking about
Chicago
your
Bears theme. I like that.
vehicular homicide out in front of,
Yeah.
everybody. Kaylee's back here in the corner. Kaylee's all embarrassed already. So
She is.
we'll get Kaylee
You got a
out here.
camera
Say
girl?
hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
How long you been working here for, Kaylee?
5 years.
5 years. Wow, you must like it here. You've been here for 5 years. What do you do exactly? What's your job entail?
I'm the service director, so I manage current client changes and rewrites and stuff like that.
Make sure everything goes smoothly then.
Yes.
Well, good stuff.
Beautiful.
There
Then
she
we'll
is.
go
And
back
everybody's
here
busy. We got a
behind
whole
the wall.
system here.
We'll go back here behind the wall. We'll knock on
You
our door to
don't
make
see
sure
many
she's
insurance
here.
places like
Here's
this.
Jennifer.
Oh, hey, Jennifer. What do you got going on back here?
Oh, just writing some new business.
What's your title?
Sales.
So you're into sales. So you make a lot of cold calls, or what do you do exactly?
A little bit of both.
You do make
A little
some.
of everything. Calling customers, calling cold calls.
Oh, wow. So you do a lot of it then. So some people hang up on you then, or no?
Sometimes.
Okay, but you just got to keep on making those calls.
Yeah, you can't let it get to you. You just
Gotta-
gotta keep going.
Be persistent. Yep.
And then we're going to look in here. There's Trixie the dog.
Oh, we got the dog, the
Trixie
mascot
dog.
here.
Trixie dog.
Hey.
Trixie the dog.
Trixie, huh? And that's
And then let's see if we can,
go right in there.
disrupt.
okay.
All right, we're going to disrupt you for 2 seconds. Can
2
you just
seconds.
Look over here and wave. Okay. This is my wife, Christine.
Hey, Christine.
And she's our general manager. She's got lots of
GM.
Look at her office. It looks like a paper explosion, but she's
Wow.
got lots of things going on. Say hi to all our friends on Facebook today.
Hi, everybody.
What's on your agenda for today? What kind of tasks are you completing today? What's your big?
I'm working on a large farm right now,
Yeah.
and then after that farm, I'm working on a second large farm. So
Wow.
I gotta finish this one first.
It's nice to just sit in an office and just get work done non-distracted. If I'm at the gym, man, I can't get anything done. I got to do it after hours. So it's nice stuff. Okay, well, good.
Cool, then we'll go this way. We'll keep going. Are we all together?
Well, we're moving, man. We're
Trixie's
moving.
dog with us.
There's more. There's the conference room we were just in.
And then we have
More
Daniel.
back here. Then here's Daniel. What's Daniel's job here?
Here's Daniel. Daniel's making phone calls this morning.
You sales too, Daniel?
I am.
So you're making a lot of cold calls yourself for people that kind of know you're going to call?
They don't know I'm calling. It's a lot.
Oh, not yet. So, but you can say you gotta. So what's the okay? So if you're making a cold call and you want to have a conversation with the person on the other end of the phone, you got to say something to really. The first thing you say really gets their attention because a lot of people, if they know you're trying to sell them something, they're just going to hang up on you. But what do you do to kind of combat that and get them to not hang up on you?
I
you gotta
guess
get their
I try to
attention.
I try to sound genuine and kind of excited. I just try and grab their attention immediately.
Okay.
I usually ask for a specific person.
Yeah.
Normally we have 1 or 2 names.
Okay.
I'll ask for a specific person, and then when you actually know their name, that sometimes gets them on the hook. But cold calling's just hard in general. A lot of people.
Yeah,
don't hang up.
but it's good experience to get. I used to do that
Oh,
cold
yeah.
calling back in the day. How long you been here for?
I've been here. I've been full time since I guess the end of the school year, and then I was an intern since November.
Okay, so
I was
something
at
you
all
kind of
of it.
wanted to do then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, what makes you want to do this kind of stuff?
this guy right here. He
Oh, does he?
He took care of me.
Did he?
Treated me well.
Okay.
He's a good mentor,
Yeah.
and I looked around at some other jobs at first, and then I started to think, I don't think anybody else is going to take care of me the same way. Nobody else has invested in me the same way as Doug. So
Well, good.
he got me to stay. So.
Well, good stuff. I can already tell people has a good work atmosphere here, Doug. Okay, well,
Good.
I
All
guess
right,
that's
we'll do
good.
one more
so,
spot. We'll
oh,
make
one more spot.
back to the inner sanctum here.
Go back. Oh yeah, this is where it all takes. This is where all the brainstorming takes place. Now, yeah. So I hear
Again, it's messy today, but
a little messy.
this is it.
Okay. So they say the more creative your office is, the more creative of a thinker you may become.
Maybe.
So you got some things in here. You got your bookshelf. You got your table here. You just do little. You just talk at this table. It's just there for looks. It looks like a nice little round
So
poker
we sit
table or
around, we
something.
do some paperwork
You
on
know?
it. It gives me more workspace to work on.
Got a nice little comfortable looking chair there. So it kind of looks like you're at home, but you're inside of the office here. And so this is where all the creative thinking takes place at.
And I keep all my personal motivation in here, as you can see.
Personal motivation,
Most
yeah.
people
They just,
have never seen this.
yeah, they just well, there you
I don't
go.
leave it all over the office.
Only on Facebook Live with Mike and Jim. Well, I think that's about it. Doug, one more thing you want to say to
These
your customers?
these are my $1 Million Roundtables.
Yeah.
I've been a member of the $1 Million Roundtable since 2005.
Where's that take place at?
And, different places around the country, but it's the elite producers in my industry.
The elite producer. Wow, man. So what do you think's the difference between the average producers and the elite producers in your industry?
Perseverance in a system.
Yeah, and so that's it right there.
Perseverance in a system.
All right, and then one more word for your customers before we take off here.
We love you guys. Come on down, see me. Coffee pot's always on, and we'd love to see you. If you only thought about coming down here, or come and see me. We'll spend some time together. If we fit you, we'd love to have you join our family.
And on Facebook, what's your name on Facebook?
First Community Insurance and Annuity Center on Facebook. You can catch me, Doug Wheeler, on Facebook. We also have a LinkedIn, Douglas Wheeler, LUTCF on LinkedIn. And you can call us the old-fashioned way, 815-937-5533. We'd love to have you.
And that's the end of that saga. Until
you go.
next time, Live with Mike and Jim fans, this is Aaron the Intern. I'm Mike Neumann. Jim's out of town this week, but he'll be back next week. One more thing. We got a good interview coming on Thursday. Jim wants to do Gas Monkey Garage. I got one coming for you guys. So watch this coming Thursday for Facebook Live. Until next time, we are out of here.